Guys, the Super Review Show for an episode of Why You Should Watch. This is the show where I break down shows, TV shows, movies, specials, whatever you think of, why you should watch whatever show I talk about. And as the title of this video suggests, why you should watch M.A.S.H. For those of you who know what I'm talking about, good for you. It's a really, really, really great show. One of the best shows ever on television. Up there with Twilight Zone, up there with Star Trek, up there with, the Seinfelds and the Frasers and the Cheers and whatnot. M.A.S.H., when you talk about the best TV shows of all time, M.A.S.H. has to be included in that conversation. So what you're probably saying to yourself, what the hell is M.A.S.H.? Here's what M.A.S.H. is. M.A.S.H. was a show that took place in the late 60s into the 70s about the Vietnam War and how it's kind of a sitcom in a sense. They had a live studio audience and whatnot, but it's funny. The show lasted longer than the Vietnam War itself, which I thought was pretty interesting. I've only seen a couple of seasons. I have not seen the whole thing, but I've seen enough to make a judgment on how you should watch it. So I'm not sure which streaming service it's on, but it's always on reruns on cable TV. It's always on Cozy TV. It's always on those old Heroes and Icons TV channels and whatnot. It's always on there. And truthfully, it had a lot of heart. Even I'm not sure which president it was at the time, but that one president, I think it was Richard Nixon or maybe Jimmy Carter. I'm not sure the president offhand, but the president of the United States at the time said, "Hey, M.A.S.H." The cast of M.A.S.H. went down when the show ended. The cast of M.A.S.H. went down to the White House and they got honored for their portrayal of stuff on TV. It was a crazy time to be an American at the time too, if you think about it. So M.A.S.H. being on TV, you're like, wow, this show is incredible. Like I said, I've only seen a couple of seasons of it. I haven't seen it's a really long show. It lasted, like I said, it lasted longer than the Vietnam War. So that's a long time, guys. But if you like shows about military, if you like shows about, but it's not necessarily like a military completely. There's no killing and stuff like that because it was the late '60s and stuff on TV and whatnot. But if you like shows about that focus on the military a little bit, focus on if you're looking for a show with about a certain time period as well, M.A.S.H. is definitely one that you should check out because M.A.S.H. is just a phenomenal. It's one of the best TV, widely regarded as one of the best shows ever on television. Like I said, it's up there with Twilight Zone. It's up there with Seinfeld, Friends. As far as just a show on TV goes, it is one of the best shows that has ever aired on television, ever. And not many people talk about it that much. I would not say the show's underrated. I think the show's critically acclaimed, truthfully. But it is one of those shows that definitely was a product of its time, in my opinion. Because, like I said, it's about the Vietnam War. The Vietnam War ended in the mid to late 70s. Or mid 70s. I'm not a history guy offhand. I don't know that well. But when the Vietnam War ended, it lasted a little bit longer than that. So, that being said, this show is definitely of its time, but it still holds up today. The writing, the dialogue, everything about it, the characters, it really held up. It still holds up today. That's why they rerun it all the time on television. That's why they always show it on Cozy TV. They always show it on Heroes and Icons. They show it on streaming as one of the best shows ever. It is literally one of the. If you don't know what I'm talking about, just go and watch the first season. You might actually be hooked and watch all. I'm not sure how many seasons it is, but you'll watch the whole thing. It's that good of a show. I mean, I haven't seen the whole show personally because it's just that long of a show. But it is really. And also, if you like retro TV, if you like Batman '66, if you like Twilight Zone and stuff like that, it kind of fits into that old Star Trek, same thing, the original series. But it's a really solid show overall, and if you have not heard of it, check it out now. Stop watching me and go watch M.A.S.H. because M.A.S.H. was phenomenal. It was one of the, like I said, it's one of the most critically acclaimed shows ever. They sell the complete series on Blu-ray still. It's crazy. The show is really old too. It's over 50. The show ended, I think, over 50 years ago, maybe 48 years ago, something like that. Bottom line, M.A.S.H. is a show you should check out. It is a Vietnam War show that has stood the test of time, truthfully, and it really has generations of fans. I mean, people my age might not know about it. That's why I want to do a YouTube video on it. Just saying. But M.A.S.H. is one of those shows that you really got to just check out. It's such a great show, such a great the dialogue, the writing, the production, the story, a phenomenal show. And there's so many TV documentaries, like periods of the 70s, 60s. That will be that forever will be a time period where in American history that is always looked at back to like, wow, we went through that. I'm sure like nowadays with COVID and stuff like that, we're gonna look through that as well. Like, oh wow, the 2020s were such a crazy time in general, whatever. But definitely check out M.A.S.H. M.A.S.H is one of those shows you have to check out. So that's why I think you should watch. Why you should watch M.A.S.H. Sound off in the comment section below. If you're a M.A.S.H fan, if you're a fan of older TV shows like Twilight Zone or whatever, jump down in the comment section below, share your thoughts on this as well. But M.A.S.H is one of those shows you definitely check out. So that's going to do it for this Why You Should Watch video. Sound off in the comment section below. Like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell, whatever you got to do, and follow us on social media. So for all of us here at The Super Review Show, I'm the J-Man. I'm off to rock. We'll see you guys later.